Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Imagine you get a package delivered to your house that's not yours. Now technically, if you decide that you're just going to keep that package, that is categorized as theft. Alright, before we get started with this video, I just want to give you a quick reminder that down in the description below is going to be a link to the merch store. We have some new designs that will be coming out here in the next few days, so if you want to help support the channel, please click on the bonfire link for some merch. And of course, you can always become a member right here on YouTube or Locals or Patreon. Every little bit helps. At the very least, all I ask is that you like the video, throw a comment down in the comment section to help with the algorithm. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe to the channel. Toggle that notification bell, ensuring that you always get up-to-date notifications when I put up a new video or I do a live. And I always ask that you share this across the board with all your friends and family. All right, let's get into the video. So what am I talking about? I'm sure you guys saw it on the news. Yesterday, the owner of Hoffman's was arrested for theft. You can't make it up. Listen, guys, I am like everybody else, and I crap pretty hardcore on Hoffman's. It is probably one of the worst gun stores in the state of Connecticut. Every single time that I've gone in there, I have never, ever had a pleasant experience with any of the staff. I thought maybe it was just me, but then I discovered there's an entire subreddit to how shitty Hoffman's really is. And I couldn't believe some of the horror stories. So let's get into it. Yesterday, I was teaching a class, and on my way to the range, I always call Mrs. Guru and say, hey, classroom activities are over. I am now on the move, and I'm heading to the gun range. It's just a thing I do. Just let her know where I am and the kind of time frame for the class. So she goes, hey, I sent you a message and you really need to see it. I said, well, I'm driving. I can't take a look at it. She goes, okay, let me give you a quick rundown. And I was dumbfounded. When I got back to the shop, when I was dropping off the gun and all the eye and ear pro, things like that, I had mentioned to Josh over at Lock and Load. I was like, hey, did you hear this? He goes, yeah. I heard it. He goes, in fact, I will be doing a video, Josh, for the Lock and Load podcast. So look forward to that, guys. And yesterday, around the time that this was breaking, Derek from the Connecticut Gun Bench was also down at the shop. And I was busy, so I didn't get a chance to talk with Derek. But I was like, hey, what's up? And I guess he's doing a video on it too, so it should be out there somewhere in the ether. All right, let's get into it. This article is coming from WTNH, News Channel 8. Okay? It's coming out of Newington. The owner of the gun store in Newington was accused of stealing a firearm, according to the arrest warrant by the Newington Police Department. Hoffman's Gun Center, which is owned by Scott Hoffman, attempted to sell a stolen firearm in July, according to the warrant. When detectives arrived to the store, they met with Katie Gamber, a store associate, and she told the police that she was in the process of selling a Beretta 12-gauge shotgun. And when she initiated the transfer through the state licensing firearms unit, SLFU, she received a notification that the gun was stolen. Gamber told police that Hoffman originally received the gun directly from the manufacturer in 2019. So if you can't math, guys, that's 6 years ago. And that it remained in their inventory since then. Investigators revealed that the shotgun was reported stolen in 2019 during a UPS shipment from Virginia to Tennessee that was originally destined for delivery to a Bass Pro Shop. Gamber then turned the gun over to the Newington Police Department. The gun was then stored in evidence locker at the department, according to the warrant. Later that month, Carrie Tedesco, who worked as one of the general managers at Hoffman's from 2008 to 2023, reported to the police that the Beretta firearm was delivered to the store accidentally in 2019. Scott Hoffman opened the box, realized how much the shotgun was worth, and said, I'm going to keep this and not tell Beretta. They're never going to find out that I have it because it was addressed to someone else. The firearm is believed to be worth approximately $14,999, according to the arrest warrant. Scott Hoffman told Tedesco that he was going to pay for the shotgun and told the employee to not worry about it. In August, detectives reached out to Beretta and they confirmed that there was never any payment for the firearm. Police then spoke with Scott Hoffman, who provided them paperwork about the shotgun, but no documentation from Beretta, and the documentation that was provided was all created in-house at the store. So basically, they just, fudged everything. They generated it themselves. During the course of the investigation, Scott Hoffman told the police that he would never have ordered that gun and indicated that he did not recall ordering the gun, according to police. After Hoffman was arrested, he told police that he assumed the gun was a transfer and it was ordered by someone. He claimed that a few weeks later, he reached out to the salesman and put it into a back storage room. He says he never heard back from the salesman, the pandemic happened, and the gun was back there for 2 to 3 years. According to the incident report, Hoffman indicated that he found the gun during an inventory check 3 years later and said, "Ooh, yeah. What about this thing? Nobody ever claimed it. Might as well just put it out. Who the hell knows?" And then he says, "I shouldn't have done that. I don't know. Who the hell knows?" Scott Hoffman was arrested on September 8th and charged with criminal possession of a firearm and second-degree larceny. He is scheduled to appear in court Monday. So this was breaking yesterday, so he won't appear in court till next Monday. Now, if you follow me on my socials, like Facebook and Instagram and all that, you'd see that I posted the articles from not just WTNH, but WFSB also. Bro, how dumb can you be? You receive a firearm to your store that you didn't order. Nobody that works for you ordered it. It's not addressed to go to some customer that you may know. And you're like, F it. I'm keeping that because it's a $14,000, $15,000 shotgun. Now, of course, like I said, Beretta declared it was missing, stolen, or lost in transit. Thus, it was entered, the serial number itself was entered into the database for the ATF. And as soon as that number was ran through SLFU, it popped. Talk about being stupid. I have no words. Now, is he going to lose his FFL? Possibly. Is Connecticut going to prosecute him? For sure. They are going to probably try to make him a poster child of things you shouldn't do. Will Hoffman's go out of business? I have no idea. Couldn't tell you. I just thought it was quite funny. According to the Connecticut Insider, police became aware of the possible theft in July when an employee attempting to sell the 28-inch Beretta SL3 high-polished shotgun as part of a 10% off sale discovered it had been reported stolen, the warrant for Hoffman said during the arrest. Interviews with current and former employees by police and federal agents with the Bureau of Alcohol, Firearms, and Explosives traced the gun back to Beretta, and it was reported stolen or lost in shipment in 2019, according to the warrant. Hoffman knew the gun had been mistakenly delivered to the Newington gun store in 2019 and never made an attempt to pay for the firearm or return it. Bro, you're guilty. Listen, I don't need to hear the evidence. Like, literally, you received a package, you knew you weren't supposed to have it, and you just said, fuck it, I'm keeping it, that's mine. Because ultimately, you're looking at the price of that shotgun. Now, I know some of you are like, whoa, $14,000, $15,000 for a shotgun. Yeah, some of those shotguns are very, very expensive. When I worked at another FFL that shall not be named, we had a shotgun came in, and the shotgun was well worth over $100,000. It was a handmade shotgun from England. Literally, we looked it up. We were just curious because the case that it came in was absolutely stunning, and the shotgun was beautiful. So we looked up the company. Basically, if you wanted a shotgun from this company, you've got to take your ass all the way to England, get measured for the shotgun, and then they will manufacture a custom hand-built shotgun just for you. And it's not cheap. So this gun came in, and, white gloves, everything. We just put it up, contacted the person, boom. That's amazing how much these firearms cost. I don't know about you. I'm not willing to spend more than $2,000 on a gun. That's just me. Not a big shotgun person. And the only time I spend extra money on any type of firearm is, back in the day when we were able to get, whether it be ARs or Connecticut, others, things like that, because, they're not really allowed here in Connecticut. So if you want to buy one, you had to pay for it, supply and demand. I mean, you could go to a state like Tennessee or Wyoming, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, and you probably pick up an AR-15 for $500-$600, a decent one. But here in Connecticut, they were always at a premium. But listen, spending $15K on a shotgun ain't never going to happen. It doesn't matter. I could win the lottery tomorrow and, have hundreds of millions of dollars. Never gonna happen. Not that big of a shotgun person. That's just me. So, the fact... Guys, let me know what you think. Let me know your horror stories about Hoffman's, right? Maybe it's just me, but I really think Hoffman's is just garbage. And this just goes to show you that it's from the top down. It's not just your employees that are garbage, that don't know customer service, but it's all the way up to the owner, where the owner is just a shady piece of shit stealing someone else's property. And it's not like it's just some BS Amazon order. This is a freaking firearm, a highly controlled item, not just in the state of Connecticut, but at the federal government level. And this moron thinks that he can just keep it. Nobody's going to notice, and then he can just sell it. They're serialized items. As soon as you run it, it's going to pop. It's not just here in Connecticut. It's going to be in any state. I've seen people come in that want to do a trade-in, or they're doing like some sort of consignment. And we run the serial number on the gun, and it comes back stolen. All right? And they're like, whoa, I've owned this gun for like 25 years. I bought it off so-and-so back in the day. Well, the police department does show up, and SLFU is involved. And sometimes, more than likely, what happened was, back in the day, it was stolen. It was recovered by the police, given back to its rightful owner, and somewhere along the line, the police department failed to update the data in the computer system that, hey, the gun was recovered, it's no longer stolen. And this is going back with a long gun back in the day in Connecticut when you did not need to do paperwork for transfers. I mean, that's going back a long time. Some of you might remember those times. That's definitely not anymore. That being said, it took about a week for Wallingford PD, SLFU, to kind of clear it up. Everything went well. The gun's like, yep, wasn't stolen. I mean, it was back in the day, but it's not a stolen item now, and it's got all cleared up. No big deal. This, though, 5 years this bro has been sitting on this gun. So I've got a couple of issues. One, obviously stealing the gun. Two, you've got a gun for 5 years sitting in a back room in your inventory, and you're telling us that you just came across it a little while ago, and you're like, oh, I forgot I had this. Bro, Hoffman's, how often are you doing your damn inventory? That's insane. Your inventory is probably so jacked up. If the ATF showed up tomorrow to just run an audit on you, your inventory could be totally screwed up, and you could lose an FFL license for that. I know specifically that Lock and Load, they run theirs monthly, and they just had a spot inspection. ATF came in, did their inspection, and they had 0 hits. everything was perfect because Josh and the crew are meticulous when it comes to their inventory and paperwork. So guys, if you want a trustworthy FFL that doesn't steal somebody else's crap, go to Lock and Load in Southington and avoid Hoffman's like it's the bubonic plague. All right, that's all I got for you guys in this video. I thought it was interesting. You can do your own research on this, but I will try to keep you guys up to speed to see what happens with this case, to see if they find him guilty, if they just, slap him on the wrist, if they shut Hoffman's down, if they pull their FFL. I don't know, but it's going to be interesting. It just goes to show you, don't be a shitbag. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.